Attitude check. Bronco Pipe.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Broncos on Blast Basketball Report. I'm your host Alex Podlegar, and we're coming to you from the campus of Fayetteville State University, where our guest this week will be head men's basketball coach Alphonse Key, where we'll preview the upcoming game for the Broncos when it's a return home to Cable Arena on Thursday, January 6th, to face Bowie State. And Coach Key, appreciate you stopping by today.
Glad to be here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. And first off, before we get into talking about Bowie State and the conference season coming up, let's reflect back first a little bit on 2010, the first part of the season, I guess, that has passed so far. Your thoughts on the first 8 games about where you guys are as a basketball team to this point?
Well, we're excited because this is really almost year one. 10 new guys, recruiting class, junior college kids, and high school kids to sit out. So we're excited about the start. We've had 6 away games, 2 home games. We finished at 4-4. Had some great wins as far as the program getting better. Last year we won 1 road game all year, and we have 2 already in 2010, and undefeated home. So we're excited about the growth of the players.
How excited is the team about coming back home? It's been about 6 weeks since you guys have played a home game. All those road games, like you talked about, the 6 there. How excited are they about getting back to Cable Arena?
Well, I think they're ecstatic. The road is tough. Just tend to say you have at least a less opportunity to win on the road. Talk about some of the adjustments, the adversity. So for them to be away this long and have an opportunity to come back in conference at home, familiar rims, familiar atmosphere, those things, I think it breeds some confidence because we went 4-4, which is pretty good. But out of 6 games on the road, so I think they're pretty optimistic.
What do you think that long stretch away from home has maybe taught the team? What do you think they've learned? How can this stretch right before the end of the new year, or at the end of the year, heading into the new season, heading into the conference, what does the team learn from that kind of, like you said, adversity? Well,
it really makes you better because it fine-tunes your weaknesses. So on the road, you really have to shoot the ball a little better. You may not get every call, so the small things, the screening and taking care of the basketball is magnified. For instance, if you're at home and you make a run and the atmosphere is pretty good, you make some shots, it kind of disguises some of those shortcomings, but the road really shows you what you need to work on.
Talk about some of the players. I know Ariel Robinson's leading the team in scoring at 16 a game. Jarmel Baxter's played very well for you. Sidney Evans as well. Talk about some of the players. Maybe some older faces, but some new faces as well for the Broncos program.
Yeah, we're ecstatic because we're going to do it together. Obviously, our lead scorer is not playing this year, and we're leading the league in scoring. So we do it as a group. But Ariel's a guy that's just kind of committed to our program, and we talk about improving some of your weaknesses. We knew shoot the ball last year, was hampered with injury, and this new crazy coach coming in with this crazy system, but he's adjusted. He's been a leader. He's been balanced on the defensive end, and he right now is leading the league in 3-point percentage. And Jarmel is a guy that I call him just a role guy. He wants to guard your best player. He wants to play with toughness and improve himself as an offensive player. And Sidney Evans, the guy, is a 6'7" dynamic forward. He brings us something we didn't have last year. Post scoring, mid-range scoring, rebounding, and shot blocking. So they've all meshed pretty good to be a pretty explosive offensive team.
What do you feel best about your team at this point in the season? Maybe something that is a little surprising to you or something like that. What do you feel best about?
Well, I'm best that offensively we're clicking. I know a lot of new faces. Defensively, leading steals, want to play hard, want to pressure you. So that's kind of been our focus. Can we guard people, turn people over? But offensively, we come a little later, but we kind of clicked early. And I think that says something to say about our program being unselfish. They really believe in each other, and it's surprising. I think also we're leading assists as well.
Talk about this home game coming up against Thursday night, January 6th against Bowie State. You guys are back home. Tip-off's about 7:30 or so hopefully fans will come out and support you guys as you return home. But talk about Bowie State. What kind of game are you expecting on Thursday night?
Well, Bowie, number one, they're a talented team. They've, I think, until 2 weeks ago, they were in the top 20 in the country. They're ranked as high as 11. Coach Brooks does a good job in the second year. They play kind of like us, They play fast. They pressure you, not as much as we do, but they want to turn you over. So it's going to be a game that's going to be high intensity as far as offense, but they're well coached. They pressure the basketball, and I think they're very dynamic in the backcourt.
What are some critical areas then that you guys are going to have to do and perform well at in order to pull off a victory?
Well, for us, we got to take care of the basketball. We're good with taking the ball to get right back in time. So just being real structured with our offensive play, making the correct pass, and getting our turnovers, cut them down. And also being real strategic on the glass, meaning blocking out. We're very aggressive offensively. We're leading the league in offensive rebounds, but we need to do the same type of intensity on the defensive end. So doing the small things, blocking out their bigs, and taking care of the basketball on our end.
Following Bowie State game, you guys have a couple of games again in a span of about 3 or 4 days. You go to Shawan on Saturday. I think Elizabeth City State on Monday. You guys hitting the road a little bit again.
Yes.
But talk about that a little bit. Preview those games a little bit for us. What do you expect out of those two opponents?
Well, overall, that schedule, talking about our pre-conference schedule, I'm hoping those games on the road we've had in the pre-conference help us in conference, those back-to-backs. And Shawan being a first-year coach, I know he's excited and trying to find his way, but I know all teams at home are pretty tough. So it's going to be a new style I haven't seen before. So we have to prepare for that. And then on that Monday, ECSU with Coach Walker, I think they're top 2 preseason, supposed to finish in the league, and he's going to be very good defensively. They made the championship game last year, so they have a built-in confidence. And once again, after the place will be tough, but we're hoping that our preseason conference schedule going to East Carolina, going to Queens will help us in our conference road schedule.
How excited are you about conference play this year?
Oh, I tell you, all you're doing in the pre-conference is preparing yourself for a conference, getting better. The guys are excited. Practice is fun for me. I don't know if it's fun for them, but for them to get a chance to be in almost an NBA atmosphere, playing one game, sitting off the next day. So we're excited, and all we're doing is building. And I'm excited to see how much we've improved from our program from year 1 to year 2.
Good deal. Coach Key, I appreciate you joining us today, and best of luck to you. Of course, the Broncos again play on Thursday night at home at Capel Arena, 7:30 tip-off. You've been watching Broncos on Blast. Be sure to follow all the Broncos' latest news at fsubroncos.com. You can follow Fayetteville State Athletics on Twitter at twitter.com/FSUBroncos, and you can also find FSU Athletics news on Facebook. I'm Alex Podlegar. You've been watching Broncos on Blast.